Get ready, here we go, yeah!
This is the Artist Spotlight.
We got the spotlight today, lovely Michelle. We're shining it bright on Steventhen Holland, my man. How you doing, Steventhen?
Oh, I'm doing great. Mark and Michelle, how are you all?
We're
great
good.
too.
So you got saved and you moved back to the area. Good for you.
Absolutely, man. Tennessee was wearing on me. So.
I hear you.
Oh.
Tennessee's good.
So you're back in Florence?
Yeah, we're back in Muscle Shoals, living out here, living this dream.
Oh,
Hey, see there.
I'm glad. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yes, that's why we have him on, so we can learn things about him and
good,
stuff.
yeah.
That's exactly right. And in the midst of all that, you've been writing and producing some new music. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, sir. So obviously, during the midst of this craziness that we call 2020, I just started pressing into the Lord, and we have a ministry called Broken Not Dead, and it's just all about bringing hope and encouraging people that we still have purpose in this crazy life. And so in the midst of that, some music just came pouring out of me. So I actually recorded an EP, 3 songs, actually here at the iconic Fame Recording Studios right here in our backyard.
Yeah.
Cool.
Back at the end of August. And so 3 songs. One's called Father's Hands, one is called Holding On, and the other one is called He Saved Me.
Well, yeah,
So,
and they're all fantastic. We had to pick one today, and I said, can we do Father's Hand? So that's the one we're going to do, and it's an awesome song. Have you gotten much feedback on the new music yet?
just a lot of great response. I think, the reason I wanted to record at Fame and here in this area, because I'd recorded all my other stuff's been in Nashville, was to get that Muscle Shoals sound, that soul and that just, that soul, that
soul, get the swamp thing going on.
Yeah, I mean, I pushed myself a little bit. It's probably a little different than most of the stuff that I put out, but I think we got that sound that we wanted for. It's just fun, and But again, that overarching theme of hope, it's still worth holding on to,
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, we're going to play Father's Hands right now, and then we're going to come back and talk a little more about your ministry and what you've been into. But tell us about the song Father's Hands.
Yeah, well, without getting too wordy, I had ministered at a church in Tupelo, Mississippi on a Sunday. On the Monday, a young man that I had connected with, God, I'd led worship and spoke, shared my testimony, and we just really connected. And on Monday, he actually committed suicide. And literally the day after I had ministered, and on Tuesday I found out about it. And about a week or two later, in the midst of trying to deal with that, and it really was a response to man, if I could have just told him that the Father's holding you, that you are in His hands, that no matter what you're going through, He's still in control. It was really like a cry, for me, like to pen on paper, what could I say to him?
Yes.
Wow. So that's kind of what came out of that was. So hopefully that people, as they listen to this song, just know that He's still holding you in this moment, no matter what.
Oh, that's so true, man. Hey, well, let's play it. We're going to come back. Let's check this out. Steventhen Holland, Father's Hands, right here in the Artist Spotlight. There we go. Oh, you tell right off the bat. Muscle Shoals Swamp right there.
There we go.
All right, buddy. Here we go.
Getting tough and you feel like giving up. Oh, I understand, but you gotta hold on. He's got a bigger plan. Oh, I know it's so hard to see. Be down tired searching for peace, but sometimes we find our strength in the Father, hey, in the Father's hands, in the Father's hands. 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 It's hard to really cope when you can't find hope. I've been there before, but you gotta hold on. He's a God who can restore all of your hopes and your dreams. You gotta believe to be redeemed, 'cause you know we'll find our strength in the Father, in the Father, hey. In the Father, in the Father's hands, in the Father, in the Father's hands. In the Father, in the Father's hands, in the Father, in the Father's hands. Oh yeah. In the Father, in the Father's hands, in the Father, in the Father's hands. In the Father, in the Father's hands, in the Father, in the Father's hands. Hey. In the Father, in the Father's hands, in the Father, in the Father's hands. Hey. In the Father, in the Father's hands, in the Father, in the Father's hands. In the Father, in the Father's hands, in the Father, in the Father's hands. In the Father, in the Father's hands, in the Father, in the Father's hands. Hey. In the Father's hands, I find my strength to stand. In the Father, in the Father's hands, in the Father, in the Father's hands. In the Father, in the Father's hands, in the Father, in the Father's hands. Hey. Mm. In the Father, in the Father's hands, I find my strength to stand.
Oh, yeah, man. Listen to that. Steventhen Holland, Father's Hands, right here. That is our spotlight song today. Man, you knocked it out of the park, Steventhen. That is a great song, and you definitely nailed the Muscle Shoals sound.
Absolutely.
No question about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was,
the whole deal.
it was so fun.
Yeah. So now when did you record that? How long ago was that?
Actually, it was we recorded in August, the end of August, and then music it came out in I think late September.
Yeah.
Was when it dropped. So it was 3 songs, kind of the project. We did it all, knocked it out all in one day. It was just one of those recording sessions where the band was like, man, something special happened, at this moment.
Wow.
So it was so fun,
That is
and
awesome.
obviously that iconic place, it's just so surreal to be in there.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah,
so much
man.
great music
So much
coming out of
history
it.
there. And of late, a lot of great Christian music has come. Third Day did their last album there, and there's been a lot of great Christian stuff, and yours to be included with that. Now, I want to talk about your ministry for a minute. You are a pro-life speaker. You travel all around the nation. I know you got several dates already lined up for this year. Tell it just a little bit about your ministry, what God's called you to.
Yeah, so there's me, Steventhen Holland as the musician and worship leader, speaker, author, and I do speak nationally on behalf of pro-life. I'm an advocate for that. I was brought into the world by a woman that was raped by 5 men, mentally challenged, carried me homeless. So, I've got a voice that needs to be heard, a story that needs to be heard. And then kind of what birthed out of that was we founded a nonprofit back in 2018, March of 2018, called Broken Not Dead.
Yeah.
And that's really our battle cry. I've had a lot of people here lately say, man, this is a movement that the world needs desperately right now. So we created a platform for people to share their broken, not dead stories.
Oh, I love that.
So we've got a video project coming up actually next week here in the Shoals, where we're going to be filming, collecting stories of broken, not dead stories that we're going to be putting out on a virtual platform, YouTube and social media platforms. And then we also do broken, not dead events where we partner with local community organizations that share the same vision to reach broken people, and we use music and story to do that.
Yeah.
So we
Powerful.
put these events together across the country, and
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, that's great, man.
Wow.
You're powerful ministry, and that's the good thing. You're speaking, but you're also ministering in song. I mean, you're the full package, the whole
You're a
real
walking
deal.
testimony.
Yes, definitely that as well. And I know you're doing some youth events around the area coming up. And here's what I would like to say: if you're out there and think churches are finally things are breaking loose and cranking back up again, and I would just like to encourage them to search you out. If you're available, maybe to do one of their events, because they can't get any better than you showing up and being a part of their, whether it's a D Now or whatever the case may be. What's the best way to connect with you? Is it Facebook or the website or what?
Yeah, I mean, I'm the only Steventhen in the world.
Steventhen.
Yeah, Steventhen. Steventhen.
Yeah.
So, it's .com, so it's Steventhen.com, my first name, and then, if you Google Steventhen Holland, you're going to, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. That's my two probably biggest social media platforms.
Yeah. Well, you can't miss it. He's right. He's the only one, and that's a whole nother story that we've shared before, and we'll share that again as well at some point. But listen, man, I appreciate the new music. We love it. Thank you for joining us today. I want to encourage everybody, if you want to get the new music, just connect with him on Facebook, or like he said, you can just put his name in. You're going to find him, and you'll find that music as well. Steventhen, appreciate you, man. We love you, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, Mark and Michelle. God bless you guys.
You
okay,
too.
man. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
You too.
All right,
Bye.
bye-bye.